We just have to do something about this because this cannot go through, this can't be our future. Hello and welcome back my little darlings to another beauty video here on my channel. But I will not talk about mainly beauty, I will talk about something else that is of a pressing matter, and I just can't believe it actually got voted through, and that is the Article 13 that has been voted through on the 12th of September this year in the EU Parliament.
Yes, indeed.
And what this means is that there is full-on censorship in the whole of EU. What that means in essence is every copyrighted material is prohibited to upload. And what is copyrighted, you might wonder, and I will just say everything. Everything has some kind of copyright, everything is, you know, some other person's creation, and that is of course copyrighted. And what this article is meant to do is to protect these content creators on the internet. Yes, indeed. This article is of course also pushing the responsibility onto big social media platforms like Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Discord, you name it. Every social media platform is forced to take responsibility over this with bots. And the most strongest and most intelligent content bot we have is on YouTube, which is the Content ID, and that does not work either. So, you know, I do not know what the EU thought with there. No, I do not. But I'm gonna do a little get ready with me. I'm gonna show you my fresh and non-sick makeup routine, and I'm gonna do it with the new copyright in mind. Yes, indeed. So I have taken away this little guy right here, which I have blurred over right now because I can't see it. So I'm gonna talk about that while I put on makeup, and if you want to hear more about it and why you should spread the hashtag save your internet and this other one I can't remember right now, it will also be on the screen, you should of course continue to watch this video. Yes, indeed, and share it with everyone, because if this is not stopped or changed, this is how every YouTube video is gonna be from here on out. Yes, indeed. And I'm also gonna talk a little bit more about more in-depth details that have come to light, which is just totally absurd in my opinion. We will not dwell on that anymore, we just jump right into the video, and while you do that, you can press like, subscribe and notification.
Yes, indeed.
Down below. This video will be very silly indeed, but it is of course in compliance with this new EU law, and I'm gonna use this cream, which is a moisturizer, and you know, it's really good, but unfortunately for you, you don't know what it is, but you probably do anyway, because I have used this a lot in the past. But I will splatter this all over my face, of course, as usual, and whoopsie daisy, I will not have it on my penis, I will just have it on my face. Of course, there is a lot more to it, those articles, than we probably know about. There will be something that actually is even more ridiculous than the copyright bots that will be in place that checks everything that is copyrighted, and that is you will need to pay taxes for linking other sites. Yes, indeed, like news sites and other sites as well. So if you find a news article and you want to share it on Facebook, you will have to pay taxes to actually share that link, because if you see a news article on Facebook, you read the headline, you read a little bit of text, and you know, you don't click on it because you essentially know what it's all about. And that means in the heads of the EU guys that the news company will not get paid. Yes, indeed. And to talk about the other copyright stuff while we're at it, while this dries down a little bit, I just can't understand how I think that this is a good idea. I mean, to have a bot to filter out everything that is copyrighted will just cost so much money that probably YouTube, Instagram, Twitter will deny us uploading here in the EU, you know, because they just can't produce the infrastructure that is needed to have that kind of censorship and control. So, you know, that will be the end for every small creator there is, and probably every big creator there is also, if they aren't, you know, approved to be a content uploader, which is totally insane. I mean, the whole freedom of the internet will just go to hell.
Yes.
So, to continue this little makeup tutorial in the new EU standard way, I will use this concealer. Yes indeed, I will just splatter this on my face. You know, you will have to guess what I'm using. This is actually quite dictator-like of the EU in my opinion, and I am not the only one who thinks this. And after the vote in the EU Parliament, many of the people who actually voted for this new set of laws or rules or whatever you want to call it actually said that they didn't know what they were voting for, which is actually quite scary indeed. And as you see, I will not have any foundation on today because I don't feel like caking my face to the gods. So of course spread the hashtag save your internet, because we can actually change more than we think. We don't have to sit down like imbecile bastards, you know, like don't do anything because EU is such a big guy, you know, and we are so small, but together we are bigger than the EU. But this also means that it's just not YouTubers and can't grow their businesses online anymore or stuff like that, you know. Every small little independent company that want to grow their business online somehow, maybe do some ads for their products, you know, their web shops and everything like that, they can't do that, you know, anymore because of this new set of rules with the link taxes and the copyright bots and all that sort of stuff, you know. So it will just be impossible to implement these bots. It will cost too much money if you have a little, you know, own company, say website or stuff like that, you know, because they want you to implement these bots also, and this is just not $100 bot, you know. You have to install this like millions and millions and millions of your local currency that will need to be put into that bot to make it work, to make it filter out every copyrighted material and all that sort of stuff, you know. And it's just not feasible for small businesses and invest that kind of money into those sort of things, you know. So there will be no small companies ever again, because, you know, I don't know how I can explain this for you properly, because I just can't wrap my head around it myself, how they even thought that would work out. But I will link down below some websites that will explain to you why you should vote against this. And I am powdering my face with this powder, yes indeed. But you can't know which brand I prefer because that name is probably copyrighted somewhere and I do not want to get a copyright strike, so you can't get my recommendations anymore. But this doesn't just affect certain channels, it's actually affecting every channel that relies on copyrighted material to make their videos, which means that there will be no more hauls, there will be no more streaming, there will be no more gaming videos, there will be no more reaction videos, there will be no more meme reviews, there will be no more of that sort of content. And every time you might have something in the background of a photo, of a video or something that is copyrighted, that will be denied to be uploaded if those bots are implemented. And if those bots are too expensive to be implemented, you just don't have a platform to upload them on, you know. Because, so in essence, we will be censored from the internet here in the EU, yes indeed, and we do not want that to happen. I just can't understand how these people thought that it were a good idea to implement those rules, yes indeed. And I will brush this powder away really quickly because I don't want to bake my face, because I just don't feel like baking my face to the gods today. No, I don't. Now I will go in with some concealer on my eyes, and I will use the same concealer on my eyeballs because I need some more definition up in here, and I will blend that with a second concealer, which will make it crease free and, you know, very light and very smooth. It will help the coverage of things, you know. And this is this concealer from pat that onto my other concealer, you know, so I can get that light in my eye socket, so it doesn't look like I have eyes that are sunken into my brain, you know. I know I should have done this before powdering, but, you know, I just get so riled up, you know, so I just forgot it. I just can't understand it, how these things are meant to work, because it will not work. It cannot ever work. I am sorry. I do know that it is good that creators have their content, you know, saved or protected and that sort of stuff, and it's totally okay not to upload a 2-hour movie on YouTube, you know. I do understand myself that that is wrong, you know, but not to even have the ability to make a fan art of your favorite YouTuber or your favorite actress or musician or actor, that is ridiculous to me. I mean, I made that picture, why can't I post it? But it's because it's of that famous actor, musician, actress, any other kind of famous person, you know. That is insane. I did like the way that YouTube were before, you know, where you could just use a 15-second clip of a song or a movie and it wouldn't bother the content ID bot, you know, because that gives that movie or that particular song free publicity and all that sort of stuff, and you know, it makes you interested in what that movie is, and you might look it up and you might even buy it or rent it, or you might watch it on Netflix or that sort of stuff, you know. But that is an impossibility if we allow this to go any further. Now I will contour my face with this medium powder from... It's their compact powder, and it's a really good contour shade if you just want to contour a little bit to get that definition back into your face. It's not too dark, so it looks like a bronzer, and it's light enough to melt into your own shadows and just make you look really shaded without looking too harsh, if you know what I mean. And I do not hope that this bot, if it even is a thing in the future, that it, you know, will affect older videos, because then every old video that everyone has made that has any copyrighted material in it will just go away, you know. And that would be sucky. I mean, every YouTube channel here in the EU would probably get deleted off because of that, you know. Because if you get 3 copyright strikes, your channel will get deleted, which means that if you have 3 videos with copyrighted material in them, which there is a huge possibility you have if you have been doing YouTube for years or even for a little while, sometimes you have something copyrighted in the background and everything is copyrighted in some way or another. Maybe this one is copyrighted, maybe this is copyrighted. My gaming boxes right there, the artwork is copyrighted. If you are collecting, you know, figurines from games, you know, that is also copyrighted. So if that are shown in a video, you know, that is gonna be flagged if the bots are used. And every 50 things in my apartment video, every haul, every of that kind of video will just be flagged, and the channels will just disappear. But that doesn't affect just us content creators, of course. It affects private persons also that uses Instagram and Facebook and Twitter and Snapchat for their own amusement, you know. You post cute pictures of stuff you have done, you know, for your friends and family, like 50 persons or so. Your account might even be private, so not every other person can watch it, but it will still get caught in those filters and, you know, get flagged and whatnot, and or not be allowed to be put up on the site you are uploading it to. It's just wrong. In essence, even the Eiffel Tower is copyrighted somehow, you know. In theory, that is the case also, you know. So you can't post a selfie if you are in France, Paris, in front of the Eiffel Tower, or, you know, any other landmark that is designed and copyrighted by a person.
Yes.
Now, I will go in with some highlighter, and it's this highlighter. It's a beautiful white shiny metally highlighter. It's really good. It's really cheap, but you can't know its name, of course, because that is probably copyrighted also. You can't be too sure anymore. I might even be copyrighted, so I might have to blur my whole face out. Let's just use this blinding highlighter to blind the goddamn you to the gods, so they just die from their sun-damaged eyes, you know. Can't use images from someone else's videos in my thumbnail, you know, or anything, you know, because everything is copyrighted and will get caught in those filters or get taken down because of it and stuff like that. And I do understand why they thought it was a good idea, but it's not a good idea because it's not protecting anyone. Yes, indeed. Now I have that wet look, so it looks like I have been out working out, but I have not been working out at all in so many years. I can't even remember the last time I worked out. But you know, I do believe I need some eyeshadow for this look. Also, I will do a little quick eyeshadow look for you with my palette. Yes, indeed. Of course, it's black, so you don't know the brand, so I don't have to censor it, but I do have to censor it when I say it. And I will use this blending eye brush, you know, because it has such good bristles. So I will dig into this dark blue shimmer shade right there, and I will put that in my outer corner. And this video is not just for us Swedish viewers, it is for everyone living in the EU that want this not to happen. This is why this is in English, of course, and this is why I chose to have my channel in English, if stuff like this would ever be an issue, you know. And now it is an issue, and now I am very glad I have my channel in English, you know, or at least my videos is in English and not in Swedish, because this is something that affects us all, not just us here in Sweden. I also blended that out into my crease, and I will do the same on my other eye. Yes, indeed. You can zoom your darlings right in so you can see it up close. Now I will blend some black into this crease right here so I can get that definition up.
Yes, indeed.
And also make it more dramatic. You can't even share memes with your friends anymore if this is not changed, and that is just a whole lot of crap. I mean, I don't know what they thought with up in there. I don't think they thought at all, since not even the people who voted knew what they were voting for. They just voted thinking it was a huge good idea, and then they were just like, oh no, it's not a good idea at all. What did we do? Oh my god, why does it always look like crap on one eye and it looks good on the other one? I just can't understand that. Now I will put some green onto this. I know that is gonna mismatch hugely, but I do not care. I want some green on these eyes. Yes, indeed. So I am gonna take a flat packing brush for that. And I'm gonna put some of this cold, dark green color right down here. I will take that and I will pat that on the lid. Not too bad, actually. It doesn't look too bad. Indeed, it actually makes it a little bit more interesting with that blue and green. Now I'll actually take a huge blending brush which doesn't have a brand name, which is good for me. And I will just use that to blend it together here on the lid. Yes, indeed. I'm actually gonna blend some of this green up into the dark blue brow bone color, you know, that color right there, to make it more cohesive and blended, you know. And hope it all melts together in the end. To finish this off, I will use this little highlighter palette from, and it's the, I will use this green shade right here, and I will pop that in my inner corner. Yes, indeed. So awake right now. So, my darlings, I encourage you to spread the hashtag #SaveYourInternet and the other hashtag right down under there. And I hope if you are living outside of Sweden that you share it with all your friends. I will also link a website down below that will, you know, give you all the information you need how to try to change this for the better. Yes, indeed. And if we can't, then we just have to say goodbye to social media and our freedom of speech here on the internet. Yes, indeed. I do hope that you realize that this video is a premonition on how YouTube might look in the future if these bots and these laws are implemented, and that you will have to cover everything up. Everything is censored, everything will just be ridiculous in the future, you know. And it will just not affect us creators, it will affect small companies, it will affect your grandma, it will affect yourself. I do encourage you to spread this video if you are finding it, and spread the hashtag, because we do need to do something about this, because it will just change the life of everyone here in the EU that are using the internet to some extent, you know. So I do hope that you want to share this hashtag. We just have to do something about this, because this cannot go through, this can't be our future. And if this comes to be a reality and we can't do anything about it, I will just say this: I am sorry. So, my darlings, this look actually turned out pretty great. Actually, it's not very good, but it turned out better than I expected it to. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to press that like, subscribe and notification icon, and comment down below and share with all of your friends and family, Facebook, Instagram, everything, you know, before this comes into play.
Yes, indeed.
I do believe we have it until January to actually do something about it. And don't forget to be who you are, since nobody else can. I see you in the next one. Hopefully, if we still have YouTube in the coming months. Yes, indeed. Bye!